So. Gibt es wieder irgendwie so Quests nebenbei? Da hinten. Die Quest habe ich ja gar nicht ausgewählt gehabt. Ich wollte hier irgendwas machen. Strecken.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project!
So the rumors are true.
So.
No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however, still outstanding. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Also für die, die Genshin jetzt nicht kennen, ich mache gerade eine Story quasi weiter oder neu, ich weiß es gar nicht. Und hier ist halt sehr, sehr viel Story gerade und sehr, sehr viel Gerede und alles. Es gibt aber auch dann halt Kämpfe und so, aber ja, ich glaube, ich spiele gerade, sage ich mal, in Anführungszeichen, den langweiligen Teil von Genshin, nämlich die ganzen Geschichten. Also nicht, dass ihr euch wundert.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically, Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested?
Einige Hackergruppen nutzen die Anti-Cheat-Software von Genshin, um über die Kernel-Sicherheitssysteme zu umgehen und Random-Software einzuschleusen. Also die nutzen diese Software nicht über das Spiel selber. Ich verstehe nur Bahnhof, was du gesagt hast, Damien. Irgendwelche Hacker machen irgendwas mit Genshin. Okay. So, ist es wirklich möglich, alles zu fragen?
Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Vielleicht kann ich etwas über meinen Bruder herausfinden.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business. Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there.
Mein PC ist mittlerweile zu schlecht für alles, Ellie. Kann mittlerweile nichts mehr wirklich machen. Oh no. Then let's go Capture Card. Dann kannst du wenigstens ein paar Konsolenspiele spielen. Wobei, wenn die Capture Card für deinen PC ausreichend ist. Also wenn dein PC für die Capture Card ausreichend ist, so rum. Warte, Hacker in Genshin, why und wie? Keine Ahnung, irgendeine Hackergruppe benutzt irgendeine Cheat-Software, Anti-Cheat-Software oder so von Genshin für irgendwas. Ich hab's nicht verstanden, keine Ahnung. Da müsst ihr euch an Demien wenden oder so. Vielleicht am besten privat abklären oder was da jetzt genau ist. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich höre nur Nachrichten, let's go, Geld ausgeben, Geld, Geld, Geld. Wenn dein Geld genug für Geld ist. Ach, Chris.
I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we better get going. First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up.
Wer ist sie denn?
As it happens,
Ui.
we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Nee, das hat sich aber auch wie eine
don't
ganz,
be
ganz
like
schlechte Anmache angehört.
Hey, come on, don't go! Why don't you stand there after her?
Oh, right, yeah.
Das hat sich wie was ganz angehört, so. So, hey, na du, ich habe hier, ne, ich habe hier Informationen für dich. Lass uns doch mal an ein ruhiges Plätzchen gehen.
They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
Und Hallöchen, das Pitti. Hi. So, aber ich will nicht mit Joel reden. Ich möchte gerne die Quest hier machen. Wie ist sie denn jetzt so? Wir machen irgendwas wieder heile. Ah, hier. Wiederaufbau des Jadegemachs. Das ist das, was wir machen. So.
Huh. They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Hui. Ach doch, da unten ist sie. Ich platz mal in die Party, ne?
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run. Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some Mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you. I don't need your information.
Ui. Sieht halt
If you
wirklich
still
cool
can't
aus.
grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't.
No more excuses! Okay, I know you have money. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites. Then Shinue Kiosk, then Wanmin Restaurant. Same story
Alter, voll der
each time.
Stalker.
You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Sie sind es.
Oh, you again.
The Millilith. What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business. I swear.
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
Oh Mann, ey. Alles in Ordnung?
Shenhe.
Shenhe?
My name.
Oh,
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Travel
I've
Buddy.
heard about
Hallo,
you
ich
two
bin Travel
before.
Buddy.
Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws.
Hast du nicht von den Gesetzen hier gehört, Shenhe? Oder, ich weiß nicht.
No. Apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
Da scheint irgendein Geräusch zu sein. Das ist Magengrummeln. Da hat jemand Hunger.
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals.
Das sind medizinische Kräuter.
Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Booba Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach.
Ich glaube, die wird Shenhe ausgesprochen. Also, das merke ich mir niemals.
Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other adepti, though? Paimon's super curious.
Aber, ja, was Namen angeht in Genshin, da bin ich komplett raus. Ich weiß nicht, wie die alle heißen. Und wie die
Are you
ausgesprochen
here to
werden.
buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Thank you.
She's really eating them.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you.
War das lecker?
Rather awful.
Oh.
Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
Warum isst du's dann?
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Weil sie ist schon definitiv irgendein Adept oder irgendwie sowas, wenn sie schon das extra sagt. Wegen menschlichem Essen und so.
Return to the mountains. That proves it. Paimon knew she was an adeptus.
Ja. Paimon schlau,
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win! Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Du bist jederzeit willkommen.
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plostrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So, it's you.
Baishu?
Oh, ist das nicht der mit der Schlange?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds. It's very rare indeed.
Ich hüte mich eigentlich von negativen Aussagen, aber sein Design mag ich wirklich überhaupt nicht. Ich finde sein Design richtig, richtig cool. Ist das Licht ausgegangen. Ich mag sein Design, ehrlich gesagt. Ich finde das irgendwie cool. Ich würde mir jetzt keine Schlange um den Hals packen, aber ja doch. Ich finde ihn auf jeden Fall sehr, sehr interessant.
As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Mag sein Design jedenfalls mehr als das von Shenhe. Ja. Nö, ich finde den eigentlich ganz cool. So als Charakterdesign. Ja, gut, ist ja natürlich auch immer Geschmackssache, ne? Da soll man ja auch niemand reinreden. Wenn jemand das nicht mag, dann ist das so. Ein Snake. Ja, Schlange. Halt die Pharmazie des Bubu? Ich weiß es nicht. Ich glaube nicht. Ich bin dran vorbeigerannt.
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be of service?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you mean...
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million mora.
500 million?!
Wow. Ich besitze leider nicht so viel Geld.
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
But without any Sunset Vermilionite...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Who?
Von dem höre ich zum ersten Mal.
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he has already passed away.
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite treasures, among which was some Sunset Vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, disrespectful? With him being an Adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Seagazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him.
Open-minded? I have not heard of Seagazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you read that?
Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go.
There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long. So please, be very careful.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
Ja klar, ich werde total vorsichtig sein. Ich renne einfach wieder in meinen Tod wahrscheinlich, so wie ich mich kenne. Oh, hier waren wir sogar schon mal. Ich erinnere mich an den Ort, weil der hier voll schön ist.
Let's see. Xingqiu said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Seelie over there?
Ja, Seelis. Und wo willst du hin?
The Seelie got to here and then disappeared. Should we go over and take a look?
Ja klar, rein da. Truppenstufe 49 empfohlen. Das sollte... Empfohlene Elemente. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Was ist das mittlere? Ist das Gestein? Weil Gestein habe ich sowieso nicht. Oder war das Elektro? Gar nicht mehr. Steht das hier irgendwo? Ach, keine Ahnung. Wird schon. Das wird schon passen. Heißt ja nicht, dass du alle drei haben musst. Ja, ja, ich weiß, genau. Das ist ja nur empfohlen.
Weren't we at a waterfall just now? How did we suddenly end up here? Oh, so many clouds. It feels like we're high up in the sky.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset Vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see. Huh? Isn't that the Seelie from before? Look, it's gone and snuck beneath the clouds. And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete. Oh, could there be something below the clouds?
Was denkst du?
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an Adepti art used for spatial partitioning. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do it.
Ja, alles kaputt
I
machen.
sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
Ach nee, warum spiele ich die denn jetzt? Entschuldigung? Nee. Verzichte. Wahrscheinlich brauche ich sie, oder? Kann die irgendwas? Hm. Wie soll ich denn da hinkommen? Ah, oh. Ach so. Oh. Kann ich einfach langlatschen. Oh. Oh.
My will embodied.
Everybody stand back!
Ja, hierfür wäre ein Großschwert wieder gut gewesen. Hui. Oh, oder so. Okay. Was haben wir? Kommen wir jetzt hier einfach lang? Oder sterben? Nee, okay,
It
sterben.
appears that we've been taken for intruders.
Ooh.
This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
Time to go! Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate.
The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance.
Was? Den kaputt machen? Ich hau einfach drauf.
I'm going in! Lights out.
Okay, draufhauen. Oh.
We're gonna fall! Is everyone
Oh
okay?
mein Gott.
Look! The Celia's disappeared beneath the clouds again!
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
Rim cutter. No, my sword!
Wer bist du denn?
Cross over! Win it!
Oh nein.
Punishment!
Unleash! Manifest!
Do your master's bidding!
So. Jetzt. Oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Ja. Ah, hallo.
We're gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall. Ah! So high. Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently. Hey! That Sealy's on the move again. Let's catch up with it. Huh. Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
Anfassen. Anfassen. Weiter anfassen. War das noch mehr anfassen? Weiter anfassen. Okay, weiter geht nicht. Warum kann ich das nicht berühren? Manu. Wie denn so? Oh Gott, hallo. Wer bist du denn?
Let me weave you a verse. Everybody stand back. Let's light it up. Higher, higher, hands on fire.
Oh Gott, 2 von denen auch noch. Aui.
Rain cutter. By ordinance divine. Unleash. Obey. I'm going in.
Okay, so, jetzt. Oh. Okay. Aber immerhin fallen wir nicht wieder.
Look, over there! Could that be the sunset vermilionite?
Oh, hier passiert doch bestimmt noch irgendwas.
Off we go.
Was, Hauptstory? Warte, mache ich aus Versehen die Hauptstory? Dann will ich das nicht machen. Und Hallöchen, Yippie.
Is this it?
Ist das Hauptstory? Ich weiß es nicht.
Sunset vermilionite? It's so huge.
Aber das ist jetzt nicht die Hauptstory, wo man nach, was weiß ich, wohin kommt. Nach Surumu, Surumi, keine Ahnung, Sirimu. Ich weiß nicht mal, wie der Name heißt. Das Jadegemach ist ja auch sehr groß.
That's true, but then again, why isn't it floating?
Prostrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plostrite reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Wow, Shenhe. You seem to know everything about this.
Wie, war nicht bewusst? Jein, so halb bewusst. Ich habe nach einer, das war, wann war das? Vor 2 Tagen habe ich ja so einen sehr, sehr spät Nachts-Stream gemacht. Und da waren wir mit der einen Story fertig und dann habe ich ja geschaut gehabt, was auch eine Story wäre, die aber jetzt nicht zum Beispiel in Inazuma ist und die halt noch irgendwie hier in der Nähe wäre. Und das war die Story. Aber gut, wenn das Hauptgeschichte ist, ja gut. Aber nee, war jetzt nicht so bewusst von wegen, oh, Hauptstory machen, so.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story after story. I don't care for her stories most of the time. I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
Okay, dann sagen wir, dass diese Geschichte mit den Haupthandlungsstrang hineingehört. Ah, okay. Okay. Ich dachte jetzt schon, ich habe schon aus Versehen wieder irgendwas gemacht, wo ich ins neue Gebiet komme oder so. Sumeru heißt es, ja genau, Sumeru. Die Meisterin von ihr ist...
Hold on a sec. Paimon just realized something.
Okay.
If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be dragged up into the sky too! But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely!
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure? Be careful.
Weißt du noch, wie lange du ungefähr spielen wirst? Nicht mehr so lange, vielleicht eine halbe Stunde, Stunde, weil dann muss ich langsam auch los, weil ich noch einen Termin habe. Also ja, also bis allerspätestens 15 Uhr würde ich machen. Und dann muss ich leider langsam los.
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Plostrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged.
Du solltest deinetwegen vorsichtig sein.
My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything, but if something this heavy lands on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects. It's just common sense.
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the Plostrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Detect super strength much?
Da stand aber den Tricks auf der Schulter.
Let's go meet her at the building site.
Na gut, na gut. Ich nehme so einen großen Stein auch einfach gerne mal mit so auf der Schulter. Wer nicht? Frosch. Ganz viele Frösche, die wir dann kochen können. Die hat die da wirklich hingetragen. Aber genau, wegen Genshin, also Genshin spielen wir morgen auch noch mal weiter. So ist jetzt nicht.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's got to be one of those adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
Wow.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations, this item is approved for submission. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe, and Ningguang's little helper.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest plastrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Und Hallöchen, Felix.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
Dann also morgen Fortsetzung, genau. Genau, morgen spielen wir das auf jeden Fall weiter.
It is the finest piece of plastrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Shenhe, Shenhe, just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises.
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high and break into a big smug smile.
Diese Geschichte gehört auf jeden Fall zu denen, an die ich sehr gerne zurückdenke. Ja, dann bin ich gespannt, wie es noch weitergeht.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
Geht es dir gut?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
Hast du schon was von Sumero gesehen, beziehungsweise warst du schon selbst dort? Nee, will ich auch noch gar nicht hin, weil ich bin ja auch zum Beispiel mit Inazuma noch gar nicht fertig und alles. Also wenn, dann gehe ich das schon so einigermaßen so nach, halt, dass ich ja hier jetzt in Liu zum Beispiel erstmal alles fertig mache. Deswegen bin ich nämlich noch bei der Quest, weil die hier in Liu war. Und dann gehen wir wahrscheinlich, leider Gottes, nach Inazuma, wo ich gar keinen Bock habe. Und wenn wir damit dann durch sind mit der Story, dann geht es wahrscheinlich weiter mit Sumero. Und Hallöchen Gamer-Hexe. Hallo und vielen, vielen lieben Dank für den Raid. Was gab's Schönes bei euch? Und Dankeschön. Hallöle. Hallo. Hilfe, wir werden von einer fiesen Hexe gefangen gehalten und zum Rain gezwungen. Ja, dann ist ja gut, dass ihr jetzt hier bei einer Waldelfe seid. Bei mir gelandet ihr höchstens im Kochtopf. Also alles gut. Schönen Start in die Woche. Wie geht's euch? Ganz gut, ganz gut. Ja, wir haben mal wieder ein bisschen mit Genshin angefangen gehabt und sind jetzt irgendwo in irgendeinem Teil von irgendeiner Story. Nee, wir machen jetzt das Jadegemach. Also, falls ihr euch nicht spoilern lassen wollt wegen Genshin und sowas, Sumero findet ihr hier nicht. Also, bestimmt irgendwo auf der Karte, aber da gehe ich noch nicht hin. Also, ziemlich spoilerfreie Zone, würde ich sagen, was das neue Gebiet angeht. Bei uns gab es Ni no Kuni, der Fluch der weißen Königin. Ni no Kuni traue ich mich irgendwie immer nicht so richtig ran, weil ich immer Angst habe, dass das so Also, das ist doch schon ein bisschen sehr JRPG-lastig, glaube ich. Und weiß ich immer nicht. Aber es sieht so schön aus. Die Story von Genshin sehr lange? Ja, schon. Die ist aber auch sehr, sehr lang gezogen. Und die ist auch noch nicht mal fertig, Daily. Also, ja. Ja, ist ein JRPG mit Pokémon-Elementen. Aber auch süß. Ja, es sieht auch immer so süß aus. Aber wenn ich so Bilder und Screenshots davon sehe, denke ich mir immer so, es sieht so schön aus. Und ich will es eigentlich spielen, aber dann ist es immer so, JRPG, ich weiß nicht. Aber ja. Okay, nimm dir Zeit und ich wage zu behaupten, dass dir Sumeru im Vergleich zu Inazuma wieder gefallen wird. Glaube ich auch. Glaube ich auch. Ich glaube, Inazuma ist einfach nur nicht meins. Aber ich glaube, Sumeru würde mir auch wieder gefallen.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. All right? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Herbergen sind definitiv komfortabler als die Wildnis.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
So. Ach, da oben. Also ja, die Story von Genshin selber ist noch gar nicht wirklich fertig und alles. Da bin ich ja auch gespannt, wie die richtige Hauptstory weitergeht mit unserem vermissten Bruder und alles. Was wir ja da schon teilweise gesehen und gefunden haben. Da habe ich eigentlich richtig Bock drauf. Das ist das, was ich wissen will. Hallo? Rutsch ich hier mal runter. Der Rest ist so alles drumherum, aber ich will wissen, wie es mit unserem Bruder weitergeht. Das juckt mir in die Finger. Weil da war ich total drinne. Wo wir das eine Mal das hatten mit dem einen Typen und das mit dem Bruder und so weiter und so fort. Da war ich voll drin, da war ich richtig mad, dass das einfach aufgehört hat. Und dann keine Ahnung, wann weitergeht. Eventuell geht's ja mittlerweile weiter. Ich habe sehr lange nicht mehr so reingeschaut gehabt im Genshin, also. Könnte schon sein, dass es da weitergeht mittlerweile.
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just through the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before. Let's buy one for Shenhe, too. She can have it as a midnight snack. Or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
Ruh dich gut aus.
See you tomorrow.
Ich habe aber auch einen leichten Schlaf. Immer schrecklich.
Hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here?
Und Hallöchen, Boy.
Let's go
Hi.
and say hi.
Ich hoffe, es geht dir gut. Deine Figur ist hübsch. Dankeschön. Dankeschön. Da habe ich mir auch sehr viel Mühe gegeben. Aber ich kann halt nicht so viel. Ich kann nur rumbrabbeln. Ach, da oben. Fürstin der stillen Wolken, nee, der stehenden Wolken und des stillen Windes.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Echt?
Oh, right. Wait, what?
Ist es also die Wahrheit?
What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Paimon hat schon eine sehr hohe Stimme,
ja.
ja.
She presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Ja, Paimon hat eine sehr aufdringliche Stimme, die erkennst du auch überall immer wieder. Und Paimon ist sehr, sehr verfressen. Das sind, glaube ich, so alle Infos, die du über Paimon brauchst. Paimon ist sehr verfressen. Alles, was Essen ist, alles immer Paimon.
Methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
Aus göttlichem Pupu entstehen Monster. Ich weiß nicht. Das hat sich so ein bisschen danach angehört, aber bin mir nicht sicher. Ein Grund, warum bei mir die Stimmen stumm geschalten sind. Ja, gut. Aber ich bin auch viel zu faul zum Lesen. Dementsprechend wäre jetzt das Stimmen stumm schalten jetzt auch nicht so toll.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind, and she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her.
Exkremente sind auch eine Art Überreste. Es ist leider true. Ja, doch. Das ist halt leider irgendwie auch wahr. Die Meisterin, von der sie immer sprach, ist also...
Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. But they also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well. It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
So, Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with.
Ja. Jetzt verstehe ich das auch, so dass die halt nicht so wie eine Adeptin behandelt werden will, weil sie ist ja keine. Nein, so war das nicht. Hier. Der Hintergrund zu Shenhe und dem ein oder anderen Charakter aus Liu ist schon interessant, ja. Interessiert mich persönlich auch viel, viel mehr als Inazuma. Viele bändigen ihre wahre Macht, um nicht zu gefährlich zu sein für andere und sich selbst. Ja, ich finde das ja aber auch sehr, sehr interessant. Ich habe nur sehr große Probleme mit den ganzen Namen. Das ist so das Einzige. Kann ich hier eigentlich ein bisschen irgendwas machen? Muss ich gerade schmunzeln. Regel Nummer 3. Keine Zwinker-Smileys. Ja, keine Zwinker-Smileys hier. Bub, bin wieder da. Willkommen zurück, Diki. So, das kann ich eintauschen. Das kann ich eintauschen. Hm. Die kann ich eintauschen. Habe ich aber trotzdem nicht genug für eine 10er-Ziehung, ne? Ist aber auch nicht so wild.
Hey, so,
Oh,
Shenhe,
ihr Wünsche, ja.
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it.
oh, how did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title Friend very much indeed.
Oh, sad. Okay, Diki hat gerade theoretisch den Planetenavatar eingelöst, aber das funktioniert anscheinend immer noch nicht. Ich weiß auch nicht, an was es liegt, weil hier die Shortcuts funktionieren alle und mein Bot läuft ja über diese Shortcuts quasi. Also der triggert halt so einen Shortcut. Also ja, das ist natürlich blöd. Refund ist raus. Ja, danke schön, Puro. Also komisch, eigentlich müsste der Bot das eigentlich machen. Aber hier ist sowieso überall der Wurm drin heute, also von daher, keine Ahnung.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going. After all, sunset vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly. Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it! They're so good.
Oh je, aber wir haben eben auch ganz viele Rezepte bekommen. Irgendwo. Ja. Oh, nein. Das. Ja, ich gucke hier, ich habe erst 7. 3 fehlen noch. Und den einen Schlüssel, ich habe immer noch keine Ahnung, wo der ist. Müssten wir eigentlich mal ablaufen.
Benny's adventure team!
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Ja, Frösche sind toll. Und unser Chatfrosch, der nennt sich hier Fridolin. Also die Emotes und alles. Ist der gute Fridolin. Hey, aua! Immerhin funktioniert das Bonk. Da unten.
jade chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Byron! And hey, Beto! And hey, person Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks.
Ich wollte letztens Fridolin essen, aber dann bekam ich einen Frosch im Hals. Diki. Ja, wobei, ich huste frühs ja auch immer Schleim. Also, ja.
The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly.
Ooh,
It's the key piece of the
Beto.
puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto? You're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
These two
Hab
are
ich letztens
Paimon and the
gezogen.
Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is, sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed.
Ey, Yippie, ne? Ich habe gerade im Augenwinkel, habe ich statt Operzähne, habe ich Opferzähne erst gelesen. Ich dachte mir so, Moment, das kann da nicht so stehen. Aber ja, wer kennt sie nicht? Die Liu-Operzähne. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Aber ich habe die letztens gezogen. Aber das war ja auch die man zum Aufleveln braucht, die keine Liu-Gegenstände, sondern von Inazuma, glaube ich, wieder welche oder sowas. Ja. Weiß nicht.
To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side. Wow! So it looks like the 3 of us are competitors now.
Das Level 6 geht so.
Excuse me for
Okay.
prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think? Sounds great, but how does it change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yun. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Suling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Lass uns gemeinsam hingehen.
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang, Yunjin? I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion. Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it. The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Okay. Was ein Titel, ja. Dachte ich mir auch gerade. Ich so, okay. So, das eine machen wir noch. Würde ich sagen. Ja, toll. So, hier.
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf? Or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yun. Sorry. My brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yun. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself. So, you're here to ask about wonder cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber.
Einfach mal so Interesse halber. War von euch schon mal jemand in der Oper? Ich nämlich nicht. Also, ich habe bisher noch keine Oper und noch kein Theaterstück oder sonstiges irgendwie gesehen. Wart ihr da schon mal? Habt ihr sowas schon mal gesehen? Weiß ich nicht. Ich weiß aber auch nicht, ob es was für mich wäre. Nö, der Singsang geht mir völlig ab. Ich weiß auch nicht. Ich weiß auch nicht, ob das was für mich wäre. Aber es ist bestimmt auch mal eine Erfahrung wert.
The types of ore needed to make wonder cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time. I don't suppose you've brought any yourselves?
In Musicals, Opern bisher leider nicht. Oh, Musical würde ich aber auch gerne mal sehen. Dafür einmal im Schwanensee-Ballett. Nee, war noch nie in der Oper. Hab mir aber auf YouTube schon mal ein Theaterstück angeschaut. Ui. Ja, stimmt, das ist ja natürlich auch eine Möglichkeit. Aber ich glaube, so Musicals und sowas, das ist schon ganz cool. Das stelle ich mir cool vor.
No, we were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions. It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, that's trickier. It's all but unheard of on the market.
Theater auch nur Erfahrungen selber auf der Bühne in der Theater AG der Realschule gemacht. Ja gut, ich glaube, ich wäre beim Theater, wäre ich wahrscheinlich einfach nur ein Busch oder ein Baum. Das wär auch alles, was ich machen könnte. Bin nicht sonderlich begabt, was mich verstellen und Texte auswendig lernen angeht. So, wie sollen wir es denn dann finden?
I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of the stuff. Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the divine damsel of devastation also takes place on that mountain. I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there.
Oh. Und dann, ich habe keine Ahnung, also ich kann die 10er-Ziehung kann ich nicht machen, aber ich könnte ja trotzdem einfach reinbuddern. Irgendwann kriege ich schon was Gutes. Aber wir können ja Bete. Ich weiß nicht mal, also mich interessiert hiervon eigentlich nicht mal irgendein großartiger Charakter, aber man kann ja trotzdem reinbuddern. Ich glaube, er würde mich sogar noch mehr interessieren. Dann eventuell sparen. Och, für was denn? Ich habe ja keine Charaktere, so die ich unbedingt haben will. Dementsprechend ist mir das, also allgemein halt immer ziemlich egal. Ich glaube, ich buddere das hier rein. Ach komm, wir ziehen einfach ein bisschen. So 7-mal kann ich ja ziehen, also von daher. Eine Keule. Deswegen, ich spare ja auf niemanden und ich habe auch niemanden irgendwie im Kopf, den ich unbedingt gerne haben wollen würde. Von daher. So, 2-mal können wir noch. Oh, Diona. Habe ich schon, wenn ich mich richtig erinnere. Diona habe ich, glaube ich, schon. Bin mir aber nicht hundertprozentig sicher. Und noch ein Schwert. Ey, aber immerhin, wir haben einen Charakter gezogen. Muss ich aber trotzdem mal nachgucken. Und Hallöchen, Gingy. Oder hatte ich sie noch nicht? Nee, doch, Stufe 40. Die hatte ich doch. Mit ihr habe ich schon mal gespielt. Wo war das hier? Sternenbild. Oh, guck mal, Diona habe ich jetzt sogar voll. Diona C6. Let's go. So, Diona ist voll. Was passiert, wenn ich jetzt nochmal Diona ziehe? Oder ist das jetzt ausgeschlossen, dass ich sie jemals wieder ziehe? Weil aufleveln kann ich sie ja nicht mehr. Ah, dann gibt es 5 von den Sterndingern, mit denen du dann einen Wunsch kaufen könntest. Ah, okay. Gut zu wissen. Weil ich meine, Diona bringt mir ja jetzt nichts mehr, ne? Die habe ich ja jetzt voll. Ah, das ist gut zu wissen. Ich könnte von ihr noch ein paar gebrauchen. Ich müsste eigentlich auch mal schauen, ob ich sie hier nicht irgendwann mal auch demnächst mal aufsteigen lasse hier, ne? Neue Stufenlimit 80. Irgendwann müssen wir uns hier drum auch mal kümmern. Mit den ganzen... Achso, Abenteuerstufe 40 benötigt. Diese geht noch gar nicht, siehst du? Geht ja noch gar nicht. Ich bin immer noch bei 35. Und Mona wollte ich eigentlich aufleveln. Mona habe ich Bock. Komm. Wenn wir leveln Mona auf. Geht eh nicht so weit. Aber sie will sich sowieso dann irgendwann aufleveln. So. Um sie will ich mich ja dann eh irgendwie mal kümmern. Da siehst du, und hier fängt schon an Sachen zu mangeln. Aber gut. Das sollte aber nicht so das Problem sein. Das machen wir irgendwann mal. Irgendwann leveln wir die mal richtig hoch noch. Aber ich habe ein Gebet bekommen. Gib mir Chichi, gib mir Chichi, gib mir Chichi. Ich will Chichi. Mist. Sad. Das wäre das Einzige, wo ich richtig Bock hätte, halt. Ich hätte gern Chichi. So. Aber ansonsten, mehr ist heute, glaube ich, erstmal nicht. Wir könnten aber schon mal in die Richtung gehen, wo wir hin müssen. Ich hoffe, ich trigger von hier aus jetzt nichts. Dann machen wir beim nächsten Mal wahrscheinlich hier weiter. Das nächste Mal dann morgen. Dann mache ich für heute erstmal aus. Weil ich habe jetzt auch gleich noch einen Termin und wir haben ja schon 46. Dementsprechend ist das Ding.